William, you're looking pretty good.
I should be. I'm 100% organic.
We'll talk more about organics next on Garden Time.
Welcome to Garden Time. And speaking of organic, we are out here at Northwest Organic Farm. Later on in the show, I'm going to talk to Joyce about this wonderful annual event they have where you can come out here and do tastings of garlic and heirloom tomatoes.
And also, coming up in the show today, we'll be giving you the taste of fresh berries and an easy-to-make skillet cobbler.
But first, we're going to take a look at some plants that love the summer heat.
Yes, it is summer, but you can still have color in your summer garden. I'm at Sugawa Nursery with Brian, and Brian, you picked out a really nice selection of plants that are blooming here. Some even have little berries. So let's just talk about them because you got a ton of them here.
Yeah, well, summertime, trying to find things that offer interest, you know,
Right.
either some textures, foliage, just anything for contrast, or flowers always help.
Right.
So yeah, right in front of us, the newer varieties of the butterfly bushes, they're dwarfer, probably know about them. This one is going to be the purple haze, so 4 to 6 foot tall. They do stay a little smaller, but you know, the butterflies love it.
them.
Yeah, they do.
Right, and this is the one that's legal in Oregon and
That's correct,
Washington,
yes.
so they're really great to have, and you don't have to worry about them seeding out everywhere.
That's right.
And a variegated Rosa Sharon, so beautiful.
Yeah, the variegation, because you know you have to look at these quite a bit. So when it offers a little variegation in the foliage, kind of makes it that much more interesting. So this will have the single flower, kind of has the, well, it's like a semi-double flower. There's one open there that, so it's just kind of a
Very
nice
pretty.
little magenta or something.
I'm just going to
purplish.
cheat here
Yeah.
with the name, and the name is Summer Ruffles, so very apropos.
Right.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
And then two Summer Sweet, these are very nice.
Yeah, they are. I like this, you know, the shiny foliage on it. Usually going to tell you that it could take that sun a little better.
Okay.
That's the way we always feel here. All these, you know, you get them some good deep waterings, they're probably going to do a little better, you know, for the summertime.
Oh,
as far
definitely.
as-
So
yeah.
really, if you're going to be planting in the summer, make sure you're watering, go out there and water. And this one is Ruby Spice, and then the white one is called Crystalline. Very
Yes.
pretty. And then an old favorite, Viburnum, and you know, sometimes we don't pay attention to berries.
That was, I just noticed in that earlier, you know, I'm sure the birds are going to love it, and so it's kind of your naturalizing wildlife.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus the red, you know, red berries on that too. So.
And this is the compact version, so because I really love it, but it was always too big for my garden. This one
Right.
only gets about 6 feet.
Yeah, they get pretty fast to 6 feet.
They sure do. And then what is this dark one? That's beautiful.
These are the newer varieties of the crepe myrtles.
Wow.
Is this the little Philly? Okay, Sunset Magic. I'm sorry. It's
There's so many too many new ones.
there is. There's a couple varieties or named varieties, but this is the Magic series. Both of them have that nice deep purple foliage, though, which attracts everybody. It seems to be quite popular.
It's pretty, and against green, it's really nice to have something a little different
Right.
in the summer landscape.
I think it is a dwarfer one too. It's wanted to get about 4 to 6 foot tall, so it's not going to be the taller crepe myrtles.
Right, and you have some taller ones too here.
We have the regular
Anybody's
tree
looking
forms
for
and
them.
everything like that too.
Beautiful. And then agapanthus, these really are lovely in the summer garden.
I think so. You know, the thick foliage, you know, once again, it's going to be pretty good for the, you know, the reflected heat, full sun. It's just a tough plant. So it's a great summer interest plant for the flowers or the, and I like the foliage too, spike foliage.
Yeah, because it looks like a grass, but it has these really beautiful blue ball-shaped
Very
flowers.
much grass-like.
Brian, this has such bright colors. This orange and yellow are beautiful.
That is. That's helenium, and so it's going to give you that, you know, great height for perennials that is always sought after.
That is really nice. And then another purple one. That's beautiful.
That is. I think, again, you know, summer interest, you just can't beat the perennials when it comes to July. You know,
Yeah.
July and August, kind of a hard time for a lot of plants to find.
But
and
these
bloom.
really shine.
Oh yeah, those are great for
And
this.
so this is Russian sage?
Russian sage.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. And then we have one more left. We have this aster down here.
That's an aster, yes.
Beautiful.
I think the color combination, you know, kind of chocolatey, to me it looks that way anyway. Just a great foliage plant alone, you know.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot softer right there. Just the stems kind of have that same kind of color, and
pretty.
it's very nice.
And
Just
I like
as
the pink flowers just a little bit later in the summer. Very nice. Well, you know, like Brian said, you can't have all this beautiful color in your garden. You just have to water. And we're watering our other plants this time of year anyway. So come on out to Sugawa Nursery, pick out some plants and add just a little bit of color to your garden. Thanks so much, Brian.
Thanks, Judy.
Enjoy a summer of art and color. Visit the Oregon Garden for Art in the Garden now through September 30th. See outstanding and inspired art that represents both traditional and modern styles, carefully placed throughout the garden. See the combination of beautiful plants and great art as you stroll the gardens. Just pick up your map at the Visitor Center on your next visit. For details on Art in the Garden and a schedule of all our summer events, go to OregonGarden.org.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature Blooming Advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
So I am standing here with Joyce, and she is from Northwest Organic Farms. Now, first of all, this place overwhelmed me when we came in here to film here because of this selection of tomatoes alone. So let's talk a little bit about this farm, what it is you grow, and give me some information about it.
Okay, one of the main crops we have are heirloom tomatoes. We have about 20 different varieties.
Wow.
And he also does garlic. We have about 6 varieties of those. And then most of the other vegetables that you can buy any place. Peppers, carrots, corn, raspberries.
All of that stuff. Yeah.
And we have a CSA. And the farm is open on Thursday if anyone wants to come and purchase anything.
So first of all, you said he. I'm assuming that there's someone else involved here besides you. So who is he and what does he do? So the gentleman you're pointing at is actually your husband.
Yes, Greg.
He does the farming and the planting and the all of that stuff?
Everything. Him and his 2 brothers.
Why heirlooms? Was there something special about that?
Well, when we first started thinking about growing tomatoes, of course, Greg says, oh, probably we ought to do Romas.
Yeah.
Well, I said, you know, you get 50 cents a pound for Romas retail.
Right.
Think what you're going to get wholesale.
And
so we happened to see heirloom tomatoes and just decided. I took a basket and went to an upscale grocery store and showed them, and they said, oh, yeah.
We'll sell those.
We'll sell those.
So then, where can people buy stuff like this at then that you bought, that you
Chuck's
grow?
Produce on Highway 99 in Vancouver, and then there's 3 Zupan markets in Portland.
Wonderful.
On 23rd and in Macadam and Lake Oswego.
But then also in the harvesting season, every Thursday you guys do harvest, and you let people come in.
They can
anybody
come here.
can come in and buy at that time right here at the farm.
Yes, and you can buy number 1s. And then also for the people that like to can, you can buy the canning tomatoes.
Wonderful. Now, the fun thing here though, Joyce, is because you have a wonderful annual event. Tell me what that is.
It's the Heirloom Tomato and Garlic Festival.
And it's happening next Saturday.
Yeah,
Because this is
August
it's
18th.
summertime and stuff is ready.
That's right. That's right. And the master gardeners come, and Greg and his brothers, they set up all the tents. And Nancy Funk is in charge, and the volunteers come. They cut the tomatoes. You can taste all the tomatoes. They even have a little survey that says, which tomato did you like best? Or
Nice.
which garlic did you like best?
And it's not just the tomatoes and the garlic that people can taste, which is really wonderful, but it's an actual event. You have food and
We have
music and all
vendors.
kinds of fun.
Yep. And it's free.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. And it is busy. I mean, you guys are doing hundreds of people.
We do. It's really a blessing that,
Yeah.
you know, so many people have supported the farm, because we started out with just garlic.
Oh, wow.
And we learned real quick, you can't live on garlic alone.
It's adorable. I love that you said you learned that. That's adorable. Well, for more information on this really amazing event, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to the website. You can gather all that information. Come on out, enjoy, taste some amazing tomatoes, some garlic, and then buy some, take it home, and enjoy it in your own house. Joyce, what a delight. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, thank you. And you know, I have to thank Ariel, because she's the one that does all the Facebook and
She's the one that makes it happen,
everything.
doesn't
And
she?
she made the sign for the little kids. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Perfect.
Couldn't do it without her.
Well, now you can come out and see it all for yourselves. Thank you, Joyce.
You betcha.
For our tip of the week, we have a great idea for you.
Okay, wait a minute. Now tell me what gardening tip is going to come from a kid's inflatable swimming pool.
William, start blowing it up and I'll tell you all about it. William, that's enough. It's enough.
It's not full yet.
But you know, for this tip of the week, you only need a little bit of water to take care of the plants while we're on vacation.
That's really true. Now here's what we think about this. You get a kid's pool, you put a couple of inches of water, and that's all you really have to do. Make sure that it's in the shade, and then while you're on vacation,
There we go.
set the pots in.
You know, this is just a great way while you're away to have them watered. You don't have to rely on your neighbors or friends down the block, and so sometimes they forget. So this one will be on duty 24/7.
Using a child's little swimming pool to keep your plants healthy while you're on vacation. That's our tip of the week.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Do you want to be green? Do the easy stuff first. Hi, I'm Sarah from Portland Nursery. The U.S. House Energy and Commerce Committee says for every dollar spent on a shade tree, you can save $5 on cooling, blocking the penetrating heat in the summer and allowing the warm rays through in the winter. Dollar for dollar, there's no better energy and money saver than a good, deciduous shade tree. Portland Nursery's professionals can help you make the perfect selection. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Standard TV and Appliance asks, what do you want in new appliances?
Do you want GE's gas, electric, convection, induction, stainless steel, slate, French door, Energy Star, top load, front load, high efficiency, or huge capacity?
Refresh and save with GE Cafe. Upgrade your kitchen and save up to $1,500 when you buy 4 GE Cafe appliances. Standard TV and Appliance.
Well, I'm at Jan McNeelan's and I was stealing some berries, and here I see her out here in the grape
Yeah,
arbor.
by
So,
golly.
Jan, what are you doing?
Well, I've got some vigorous grapes here that aren't producing on the ends of these, and they're going up into the apple tree. And all I'm doing is opening it up to give some air circulation to the grapes that are here, and also maybe preventing some mildew later on. So there's no rocket science to doing this. It's just try not to cut off the grapes.
Oh, gee, yeah.
That's pretty much all you
Good
do. These grapes now are only growing on the east side because
Oh, the shade.
of the shade on the other side of the apple tree. But we've got a few more grapes this year than we usually do. So I'm just pruning it back. I won't show you how to clean up. You guys know how
We'll
to
do
do
that later.
Just pulling it out of the apple tree and just
Okay.
giving it some air circulation, and then.
What about raspberries?
Well, raspberries are over there, and these are Marionberries and boysenberries. And right now, these are nice live vines. What you want to do is take out the dead ones that will die back later. You can tell on the raspberries which are the new canes and which are the old ones. And then you don't want to cut any of the new foliage because you've got berries on the end, and
see,
you're going to
look at
have
that.
you're going to have some fall berries from those. So.
Perfect. And then what about strawberries? Should we be doing something with that?
Well, this time of year, I used to mow them, you guys. We did it one
Right,
year
right.
with the tractor. But you can, if you've got strawberries, even in pots, not the ever-bearing kind, but the June-bearing kind that you can cut clear down to the crown and fertilize in August. And then it'll set the berries for next year.
Oh, perfect.
So that's what you want to do, is encourage them to be healthy.
Ah, excellent. And then, so we had all this heat, and now it's kind of a little cooler, and so who knows what's going to happen next week. So how about watering this time of year? What should we be doing?
Your plants are going to tell you what they need. You don't want to wait for some of them to tell you. But to me, deep watering is much better than just squirting things and making you feel like you did the watering, because what happens is it encourages the roots to come to the surface to get that water. And if you water deeply and less often, they'll go down. And then when you forget to water or can't, your plants will be less stressed.
That is true. So you have a little bit of time frame if in case you miss a day or two.
Right.
And then what about wasps? They've been kind of aggressive this month and the last few weeks.
They always are in the fall, and they're after water, and they're after any kind of meat. If you're out doing hamburgers or salmon or whatever, they're after that. They're not after you. You start batting them at them, and then they'll be more aggressive. You can, at least we've always had good luck with using Bounce original dryer sheets.
I saw them on your patio, yeah.
Yeah, and it sort of messes up their system to find the smells of what they're after. And we've had pretty good luck with that. And I'm sure there's other ways too, but that works pretty well. And they're just after water too. They just need a lot of water like we do in the summer.
Right, and we're just in the way and they're bothering us.
Right, right.
Well, good tips all. Well, you know, Jan has a lot of tips. If you want to come over and help her, I'm sure she's always ready to
really,
get some more
we've got
people.
this whole row to do.
And if you have any questions, please go to Garden Time. We'll click you over to the OSU website where there's lots of answers to those questions. Thanks so much. Oh, the lemon, we'll check it next month.
Yeah, it's growing, more new growth on it, no flower buds yet, so we'll see what it does. We'll check it next month.
Okay, and we'll check the lemon next month. Thanks so much.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
I've been a Capital Subaru customer for 15 years, and one of the main reasons is because they treat me well and I want to shop local. The service department is excellent, and I always feel like I'm taken care of here. In fact, they call me now even after I've driven off the lot to remind me to come in and get my car washed. That's service. One of the reasons why I like coming to Capital Subaru, actually, they have the dog area, and I can just walk my dog around the whole area and we can enjoy the outside. I got it my way on the Parkway.
I can build.
I can build.
I can build, and you can too.
Building a career in the construction industry can kick off a lifetime of security, and the Northwest College of Construction can help you start that career. Apprentices get paid to learn on the job and receive a full scholarship at NWCOC. Northwest College of Construction will teach you how to build.
We can build.
And you can too.
Apply online at nwcoc.com. Nothing is more inviting than a garden full of clematis, except, of course, clematis with partners. Learn more about great combos at this upcoming class.
Come learn about perfect companions with clematis. Combining clematis with roses, trees, or shrubs extends your bloom time and adds more color to your garden. Come gain inspiration for your own garden, large or small.
To register or find out more on this class and other events, go to rogersonclematiscollection.org.
Well, it is such a delight for me to be here with Joelle from Smithberry Barn, and we are going to be doing some cooking, which is always fun when we come here and get to do this. But first of all, tell me what it is we're going to be making today.
So today we're going to make a skillet berry cobbler.
Oh, cool.
So we're making a traditional cobbler, but we're doing it in a cast iron skillet.
And then before we jump into this recipe, I see that you have both fresh blueberries and frozen berries. This is a recipe we're going to use both of those in.
It is okay to use frozen anytime. I tend to freeze all of my fruit when we're really busy,
Right.
and then I bake when I'm not so busy with the frozen fruit. So today I chose to do our Triple Crown blackberry, which is frozen, and then our fresh blueberries that were picked today.
All right, so let's jump right in. What do
All
you
right.
want me to do?
So you can start doing the sugar filling, and it's sugar and some cornstarch. My frozen berries are noisy.
They are noisy, but that means they're delicious.
So we have about 5 cups of blackberries and about 2 cups of blueberries, and you're doing some cinnamon. And you can go ahead and toss that right on top. I'm going to be doing some lemon zest over this.
And the lemon zest is, quite frankly, just the outer skin as you grate it like that, right?
Exactly, and I just kind of go around the lemon once. I'm not too particular about how much goes in.
And then I don't know if is this right? Have I done this?
That looks great.
Okay.
Yep, we
and
like
then just
it.
sprinkle it all over?
Yep, go ahead and sprinkle it right over the top. And we're going to put the juice of half of a lemon on. And then once we stir all of that together, the lemon juice will act as our liquid that will help kind of distribute all of
That's
that
a
sugar.
fancy way to squeeze a lemon, isn't it?
This is a great tool.
And I'm going to guess that I could buy that right here at your store
You
as well,
can.
couldn't it? Cool.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's a great way to do that.
So we'll just give this a toss until it's pretty much coating all of the berries.
So I have a question while you're stirring that, Joelle. When I've done recipes like this with berries or peaches and stuff, sometimes they're really, really super runny, and I don't think that I intend them to be that way after they're cooked. I expect them to be a little thicker. What can I do for that?
Well, you can add more or less of the cornstarch. That's basically what's helping our juices to solidify or gel, not solidify. And so if you have a fruit that's extra juicy like a peach, you can use more of the cornstarch. Sometimes my berries aren't super juicy, and so I will add a little bit of extra water to help them.
So you can adjust.
You can adjust. You can add more or less sugar depending on what kind of fruit you're using. The tartar berries, the blackberries usually need a little bit more sugar than a sweeter peach or something like that.
Now, so that's the filling?
This is it. So we have had our skillet in the oven warming up as we warmed up our oven with a little bit of butter. And we're going to grab that, and then we're going to put this into the skillet and pop it in the oven while we make our topping.
Perfect. Okay, so now this is what I'm going to call the biscuits that I see on top of those things.
The topping, the biscuits.
What is it that you're putting in here?
So basically we have some flour, and then if you want to add, we have some sugar, some baking powder, and some salt. And then I have cubed up about 4 tablespoons of butter. And basically all we're going to do is we're going to cut it all together.
So you're using the thing that I used to use when I would make pie crust. Just cutting it all together there.
Yep, just the old-fashioned by hand. It's the easiest and best way. You want the butter to be in small pieces, and then we get nice rise in our biscuits with cold pieces of butter.
Nice.
So we'll do a little bit more, and then I'm going to add some heavy cream.
Ooh, delicious.
Which is nice and rich.
Right.
So about a half a cup of heavy cream. I'm going to leave a little extra in my cup to top it with a little bit of sugar at the end.
Oh, okay.
So to spare just a little. And then this will mix.
And I get the feeling that I don't see a blender here. I suspect you're going to do this all by hand,
This
aren't
is
you?
totally by hand. So mix it just enough to get it to come together.
Right.
And then basically all I do is I piece the biscuits together by hand. I'm going to make about...
So you're not even going to roll this out and cut them. You're going to all do it by hand.
I'm just going to do it in this one pan so I don't make a mess. And I will just start patting together my little biscuits. And I'm going to make probably about 7.
And so you really, you're not making them very fancy. You're just putting them...
very rustic.
Yeah, I like that. No, that's really cool.
And you can make smaller, you can make them bigger. This size will cover the pan nicely, but leave enough room around the sides for it to vent. And you should have just enough biscuit to make a biscuit per serving, with enough filling inside to have a nice amount of filling per.
And it looks like you're almost done making those
So
now.
what did I say? I said I was going to have...
You were going to do 7.
7, and I ended up with...
7.
7.
Wow,
All right.
perfect.
So our topping has been in the oven. We need to raise the temperature to about 400 degrees so that we can cook the biscuits on a little higher temperature.
Okay, so explain that to me. I'm a simple lad.
So
You're wanting, you've got it cooked at 350 up until now. You're raising it so that these cook a little bit differently then?
Exactly. We
Okay.
need them to cook fast and high so that they get a nice puff on them. We want them to be browned, but we need the filling to be simmering a little bit before that. We need
Perfect.
it to cook down a little. So that's what's been happening. Now we're going to raise the temperature. We'll put the biscuit topping on, and then we will bake it off.
All right, let's do that.
All right.
Okay, so now we're waiting to put the biscuits on, and I'm going to call them biscuits because that's what they look like to me.
You can keep
Can I
calling
do
them
them?
biscuits. Yep,
Can
go
I
ahead.
put them on there?
Yep.
Okay.
One in the middle and then just right around the center. And then I'm going to be putting some heavy cream on the top, and you can squish them down just a little bit. We want them to blend in with the, make a connection with the fruit.
Okay, I see what you're doing there. I was doing a little, I'll try to get this one a little closer.
You're good.
And then there, this one. All right. Well, I'm not good at this part at all, am I?
This is great. It will not matter in the end.
And then what are you putting this?
So a little bit of heavy cream, that extra heavy cream that we saved out, and then I'm going to add a little bit of superfine sugar on the top just to give them a nice little crust. And then we will pop it back in the oven at our 400 degree temp for about 25 to 30 minutes. You want to watch that last 5 minutes to make sure you have good bubbling sauce, but also that you have nice browned biscuits.
Right. Okay, let's
so we're
put it
going to go back
there
in the
then.
oven.
Okay, so now this is done, and Joelle, it looks absolutely delicious. So what is it that, how would we serve this? Because it just came out, so it's
This
a little
is fresh
little
out of
runny
the oven.
maybe.
It's going to be a little saucy right
Yeah.
now, but we want you to have a bite.
Okay,
So
well, I'm not going to say no.
basically, I'm just going to scoop up an individual biscuit
Easy.
with a
Yeah.
nice scoop of berries. This will gel up a little bit more.
Because it
after
literally, you
sits,
just
yes.
took it out, so it is
and
hot.
this will be amazing with ice cream, which
Wonderful.
we don't have right this minute. But just make sure you don't touch your pan
Right.
when it comes out of the oven, since you're serving straight out of it.
And I have to say that you made this with flour, so it is there's gluten in this. But one of the things I noticed this time while we were at your store is you're selling these. Tell me about these gluten-free products.
So we have a really nice line of gluten-free scone mixes, which I thought would be great and really easy to make this even easier, to have a pre-packaged scone mix. And so just replace the entire topping portion of the recipe with an easy, basically add water. And the lemon one would be great, the original one would be great.
Well, there you have it. Now, you know, every time we get to do a recipe here, we always send you over to their website by going to gardentime.tv. And while you're there, you can find so many other delicious recipes that you can make in your own kitchen. Thank you so much, Joelle. Thank you for watching today, and a big thank you to Northwest Organic Farm for letting us come out here and hang out. And remember, next Saturday is when their heirloom tomato and garlic festival is happening, so you don't want to miss that.
And if you need any more information about the festival or anything you saw on today's show, please go to gardentime.tv.
Thanks for spending some of your summertime with us, and we'll do this all again next week, right here on Garden Time.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.